Oopsies. Hi, everyone. Clearly, I dropped my phone. But you know what? It's time to get started anyway. So I'm just going to let the weirdness be. Excelente. We've got about 4 minutes, so we're going to start today's mind-body practice. I highly recommend that you find or create a strap for yourself today. Yep. A strap and a little bit of space if you want to grab your favorite beverage. Fred, did you drink all of that water? Okay. I'll get you some more before class starts, okay? You're welcome, Birdie. Thank you. As you're setting up your space and getting yourself mentally prepared for class today, as always, I encourage you, if you have any particular aches and pains, let us know. You can always send me an email, jwalters@miter.org, or comment below. And I'm happy to put a class together that meets your specific needs. And then we can all do it together, and nobody has to know that it was you. Or maybe you want everyone to know that you inspired whatever an amazing future class will be. Okay, 2 minutes. Yep, things are working. So 2 minutes till we get started. We're going to get started today in Sukhasana, in easy pose. Think about having some props around. I encourage you to even think towards bringing a folded towel. I'm going to go get one right now. Get a towel for yourself for a little bit of support. Especially if you notice that when we do a lot of the seated positions and there's some different manipulation with your legs that you have trouble getting both of your glutes to relax comfortably on the floor, go ahead, just have a towel nearby as an option for proper support. Great. Welcome, everyone. Let's make our way down to our mats. Let's bribe up our pets. Did you enjoy the vocal stylings of Fred today? You guys don't usually, here, I'll just open the page. You guys don't usually get to hear a lot of her whistles and whatnot. She's typically very shy. I think she even knows when the camera's on and tries to not talk very much for all of y'all. She talks a lot for me. Okay, let's make our way down to the floor. Here's the class. Bring that strap. Bring any extra props that you need. And make your way into Sukhasana. I like to have a really tight Sukhasana with my heels all the way in at my body, but perhaps you want to take a little bit more of an open approach, and we'll just take a couple minutes, barely, right here to come into our breath, to just start to relax your body, relax your mind. Feel free to close your eyes, especially if you find yourself looking around your space and noticing lots of things that you would like to tend to, maybe noticing some messes here or there, or just distractions of other people, pets, parties in the room. So we'll take a moment, just close your eyes, really work to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Do a little scan of your body from head to toe and simply notice how you're feeling today. Remember that every day is different, and just be so thankful for whatever it is that your body can bring to today's practice. Whatever you can bring is always enough. It's what you were meant to do here today, and sometimes that can be the most challenging thing, that we maybe want to do more than we're physically capable of. Sometimes it's just about reining it in. All right, on your next inhale, really work to find that lift of the crown of your head, maybe a little lift of that chest sternum as well. And on your exhale, go ahead, drop your chin down to your chest. Begin to move with your breath, inhaling, bringing one ear to your shoulder. Exhale, bring your chin back to your chest. Inhale, opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Take a couple times. Oh my gosh, like so tongue tangled today. Take a couple times of just keeping the motion in the frontal plane. And after you've gotten about 2 on each side, if it feels good for you, if you want to make a fuller range of motion, maybe bringing your head all the way back around, maybe just making a half circle. Notice if you are still feeling really tense, if you're finding yourself bringing those shoulders up towards your ears, and if you are, perhaps just keeping the motion on the front side of your body to help to create that openness, to relieve the desire to support yourself with those shoulders raised. One more time in each direction, and when you finish that, once again, return your chin towards your chest. And use your inhale to lift your head up. Let's actually go ahead and lift all the way up towards the ceiling, even stretching through your chin to feel that nice, big, beautiful stretch and engagement on your throat. On your inhale, stretch up. On your exhale, take your time. The full length of your breath of the exhale. As it ends, your chin is closest towards your chest. Once again, matching your movement with your breath. A nice slow inhale, as slow as your inhale. Full range of motion that is available for you today. Big exhale. Still working to keep those sit bones ground with your mat, so try to avoid any extra overarching of the back or hinging forward at the hips. Last time in each direction. And once your chin comes down towards your chest, use your next inhale to lift yourself back up. Take a moment, maybe shake those shoulders out. Find whatever stretch it is that your body really needs today. Keep that strap nearby and open your legs nice and wide. Maybe they're just open to about a 90-degree angle, or maybe it's comfortable for you to open even wider. Find what does feel good for you today, and really think about keeping your sit bones ground with the floor. So we're not quite bringing that towel into play yet. That's going to come up in our next stretch. All right, so you're flexing your toes back towards your face, but you're also thinking about pressing your thighs down to the floor. So the best you can, take this bend out of your knees and really imagine pressing through the thigh bone into the floor. Toes are pointing up towards the ceiling, and walk yourself over to the right side. Make sure that your left sit bone still stays grounded. Ground with the mat. Open your chest, find that nice little twist in the upper back, and it might be easy for you to reach towards your toes. If they feel really far away, we're going to use our strap. I know that I'm feeling a little tighter than usual today, so I'm definitely going to make use of my strap. There's not a lot of classes where I really bring props into play, so let's make use of them while they're an option. All right, so getting the strap around your right foot, you're still working to rotate your chest towards the right side, and you're thinking about pressing that left thigh into the floor so your glutes are still in contact. Either holding on to your foot with your hand or with your strap, start to apply some pressure through the ball of the foot such that you have to really work to engage your upper body. Roll those shoulders down and back. Take that rounding out of your back. So a nice lift and lengthen of the spine, helping to draw that belly button back towards your spine is going to find the best engagement for your core, and the more you're going to be able to bring your upper body into this stretch as well. So maybe you can't even think about using the strap today. Perhaps just turning to the right side is as intense of a stretch as you're capable of creating, but maybe you can find a little bit more of a draw, bringing your upper body into the party as well. Work to really relax those shoulders away from your ears. Once again, find the pressing of your opposite leg thigh and sit bone to the floor. Take one more big inhale. And on your exhale, you can release the strap from your foot. Turn towards the front. Let's take a moment and actually bend our knees, just really relieving any tension. Windshield wipe your legs, and we're going to set ourselves up once again now that we're a little bit more open for this side open angle. Keep your hands behind your hips as you work to set yourself upright here. So with your hands behind your hips, already starting to stretch your toes up towards the ceiling. Maybe you already feel the stretch on your inner thigh. Begin to press through your heel. Nice active feet. Can you even separate between your toes? Just create a little extra stretching. So you might already notice a teeny bit of an arching of your back as you begin to hinge forward with your hips and then turn towards the opposite leg. Once again, pressing down through the leg we're not turning to is thigh. Maybe you can reach all the way forward towards your foot, but don't sacrifice lifting up off of the opposite glute. Think about using your strap around the ball of your foot, re-grounding that lower body, opening up your chest, finding that turn. Shoulders relax down away from your ears. You might even notice your heel gently raising off of the floor, just depending on how open your body is today. Let's take 2 more breaths right here. Awesome. Release the strap from your feet. Once again, bring your hands behind your back, bend your knees, and take that gentle windshield wiping of your legs, dropping one inner thigh towards the center. Wow. Feeling so super tight through the legs today, and that's what all these stretches are helping to relieve some tension in the thighs and the hamstrings and the calf, even in the lower back. All right, so next up we're going to come into our 3-limbed intense stretch, and I'm just going to turn sideways to make sure that you can see me. This is the one that we might find that you need a towel for, and if you do need a towel, it's actually going to go under your straight leg. Okay, so keeping your left leg forward, we're going to take the right leg and bend at the knee. Keep your 2 thighs parallel, and then work to relax and release that right glute to the floor. If it feels really far, you can always shift yourself over for a sec and place that towel under your left glute to help create a little bit of evenness. That actually feels really great. I'm going to stay up here on this towel. So with your bent knee, once again, working to keep your thighs in line, really hug that heel, that ankle close towards your body. Awesome. Press the toes of your bent knee into the floor to even feel a little bit more engagement through that leg. And then find that little arch from your lower back. So make sure that you're not sinking down, rounding, bringing that rib towards your hips, that you're finding some extension from your lower spine, and you're not sacrificing by coming all the way onto the glute of your extended leg, working to really ground equally through your heels. Through your glutes. Flex that extended toe back to your face. Let's take 2 more Super slow, relaxed breaths right here. Open your chest, even squeezing shoulder blades together. Still hugging that ankle in nice and tight and pressing those toes to the floor. Let's gently change. So shift the weight over to your extended leg. Let's extend both legs. We'll take a moment just in a counter pose of staff pose. So walk those glutes gently back. Bring your belly towards your thighs. Your fingertips can be right here by your hips to help you keep that chest lifted, to keep some length. I know that these are big stretches along the back of the legs and into the calves, and I feel them too. So you're not alone. Just breathe through it. And then let's change. Let's come into our three-limbed intense stretch on the opposite side. So folding the opposite leg in and bringing it as close as possible so that you're really hugging your heel in with your body. Work to get your thighs in one line. And notice if you're having trouble getting that glute on the floor of your bent leg, and bring in your amazing towel. And it doesn't have to be folded up super high. Maybe it's just a little bit of a lift to help you even out those hips on the floor. Awesome. Once again, fold that leg in. Bring your two thighs in line. Feel that big stretch on the quad, into the hamstring, even feeling a stretch in the ankle. You can take that slight forward hinge to increase the stretch even more. And if you need it to be a little bit easier, finding a little bit of a lean back. But once again, try to take this rounding out of your back. Try to find that nice straight spine and some length. And from here, we'll take another 3 breaths. Awesome. After your next exhale, once again, send both legs out in front of you. You can bring your hands behind you. Ooh, maybe shaking out those shoulders, bob your knees, windshield wipe your feet. We have one last stretch to get into our lower halves before we bring the focus to our shoulders, and then we'll stand up, do a little half moon hands to feet pose, and then we'll be done. It's crazy. Okay, so I have 2 different options for this next one. We're going to be doing a version of rock the baby. And depending on how flexible you're feeling, you might want to, if you're feeling pretty open, keep your right leg extended and then fold your left leg in. You're gonna reach with your hands to grab hold of your shin. And this is one option if you're feeling really tight, to just be holding your leg a little bit more in pregnancy pose with your palms facing towards your chest. Or bring the arch of your foot to your elbow and use your opposite elbow to hold your knee crook. This is a little bit more of an intense stretch. Feeling a big time through the hamstring. Puts a little pressure on the back as well. If you need a little bit more support, fold that bottom leg in. It makes it a lot easier to lift that chest up. Pick whichever one works for you. Ooh. Flex your toes back towards your knee and just gently find a little rocking of your baby. Side to side, lift up that chest, relax shoulders from your ears for 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, gently switch, release that foot down. Remember, you have the option to keep your other leg folded in or to extend that leg out to just increase the stretch, the challenge. Either holding on underneath of your foot right by the shin in a bit of a modified pregnancy pose, or once again bringing the arch of your foot to your elbow. Knee comes into elbow crook. I notice I'm finding some big rounding of my back, so I'm going to bend that lower leg so I can take that rounding out of the lower back and find that big lift. You're still flexing your toes back to your face to get as much engagement of this little baby. So beautiful. Let's rock it 3 more times. 2, 1. Great. Great work. Go ahead, release that leg down. Come into a comfortable seated position of your choice. So maybe you want to come into deer pose. Maybe you want to come into kneeling. Maybe you'd like to come into Sukhasana. You know what? I think I'm going to come into kneeling just to switch it up. Remember, if kneeling is uncomfortable for you, you can always use a block. And let's go ahead and get some awesome shoulder opening. Yay! So once again, our strap is going to come into play. Holding on to your strap, you'll find the distance that you need to separate your hands. We're going to inhale, bring those arms up, and exhale, bring those arms back overhead. Can you bring your arms up and over without bringing one arm up and then the other? Maybe you're feeling so tight that you have to relax one arm down first and then bring the other to join it. Or maybe you can just separate your hands a little bit more to get this full range of motion. So inhaling up, exhaling back, inhaling up, exhaling back. Really focus on pulling that belly in nice and tight, core contracted. One more time in each direction, inhaling up, exhaling back, inhaling up, and exhaling back down. Take a moment, just bring your hands to your lap, palms facing up towards the ceiling to continue to just receive all the beautiful energy that is out there. Shoulders relaxed away from ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other at the back and make sure you don't have any extra rounding in your back. Let's get one more nice big shoulder opener. So holding the strap in your right hand, inhale that right arm up overhead and bend at the elbow and use your left hand to reach back behind you and then walk your fingertips together for a little bit of cow face. See if you can resist finding this crunching forward in cow face. Maybe you can't quite bring your elbows as close together, but really work to stretch that upper elbow up, bicep close towards your ears. And change. Release the strap. Inhale, right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale it down once more. Inhale, left arm up, holding onto the strap. Bend at the elbows. Work to walk your hands together at the back of the body. Just really want to give you an opportunity to start to warm up those shoulders before we stand up for half moon hands to feet pose. And change. Gently release the strap. We'll do one more shoulder opening stretch. Just going to turn around backwards so you can see what's happening. All right, so behind me, I'm going to grab hold of my opposite knuckle. So just interlacing those fingers and then draw the back of your right hand over to the left side of your body. You have the option to allow this left wing to just hang out to the side. It's a little bit easier, or maybe tucking it in to open your chest a little bit more. We'll take just a couple breaths right here. Take that extra arching out of your back. And then change, pull it over to the opposite side. So I have the back of my fingers pressed against the side of my body. Take one more big breath here. And on your exhale, release. Bring those hands down to the floor. Maybe give yourself a moment, just shaking things out left and right with a little bit of cat-cow. And when you're ready, tuck your toes under and send your hips up. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. From here, take a generous bend of your knees and inhale those arms up overhead. Send your hips towards the back of the room. Really press those heels into the floor, taking an active moment, re-engaging those legs in your chair pose. Take one more big inhale, sit your hips down, and exhale, lift yourself up and relax your arms down by your side. Beautiful. Next up, we're going to come to half moon, hands to feet pose. We've been warming up for this amazing posture the whole time. I hope you enjoy it as much as me. It is truly one of my favorites, a great way to just bring an all over body stretch if you don't have a lot of time in your day. So bring your heels and toes to touch each other. I even like to bend my knees slightly so I can really bring my thighs together like I'm closing a book. And then bring the weight back to your heels. Beautiful. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Keep the weight in your heels, a little squeeze of your glutes, hips pressed forward to keep that body nice and stacked. Turn your hands, palms forward to the front of the room and inhale your arms up, overhead, sideways. I'm just gonna bend down so you can see what's happening. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, thumbs crossed. So you're making a nice pow, pow, Charlie's Angels finger gun, and you have that right up overhead. Take out any extra arching of your back, keeping everything stacked and shoulders relaxed down away from your ears. Take a big inhale, lift up from the waist, and then slowly, gently just move your body right and left several times as if your fingers are a paintbrush and you're painting the ceiling. Keep working to create that length from your waist, and can you keep your biceps touching with your ears? Can you keep your wrists together like glue throughout this entire posture? Come back to the center. We're going to keep those arms up overhead. A little stress of the shoulders here. Reground your feet, squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. I'm going to take a turn to the side just so you can see that I'm really squeezing my glutes, pushing my hips forward. Inhale, stretch up to the ceiling, and exhale, slowly, gently come down to the right. Without bending your knees, without bending your elbows, keep pushing your hips to the left beyond your flexibility to create a tremendous stretching feeling all over from the fingers all the way down to your toes. I'm going to do the same thing that you're doing just so I don't confuse myself. So pardon me for switching. Draw that right shoulder forward and your left shoulder back, and then draw your left hip forward to get your hips in one line, to get your shoulders in one line. Make sure you're not looking down towards the floor. So really open yourself up towards the side wall. Once again, find space of shoulders away from your ears. Push through your hips, stretch through your fingers as you come down and push and stretch and push, and inhale. Back up to center, relax your shoulders from your ears. Reground your feet, squeeze your glutes, push hips forward, stretch up from your waist, and slowly, gently begin to stretch to the left. Again, without bending your elbows or your knees, continue to push your hips to the right beyond your flexibility. Create that tremendous stretching feeling all over from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Make sure you're not collapsing down towards the floor, so really work to stack that right shoulder on top of the left, and biceps touching with ears, or maybe even biceps come gently behind your ears. Make sure that you're not collapsing down towards the side. Think about really stretching up and over. Ooh, so much stretching on the right side of your body. Push those hips, take one more big inhale. And on your exhale, lift yourself back up. Next up is our backward bend. So keep the weight in your heels, squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. Inhale, stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling. And this might be your whole backward bend today. If you're ready to go a little further, on your next inhale, lift up your chest, relax your head back, and where your eyes go, your hands will follow. So keep the weight in your heels, keep pushing your hips forward. Use every inhale to lift your chest, and every exhale to go back a little bit more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Weight in your heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. If you see it with your eyes, try and touch it with your fingers as you lean back, more back, way back. Inhale, breathing slowly, gently. Come up, pull your belly in, and exhale. Rain those fingers down to the floor. Go ahead, bend one knee and then the other, keeping both of your feet flat on the floor though. Ah, so good. All right, here comes the hands to feet pose. So you're gonna bend your knees as much as you need to reach back and grab hold of your heels from behind and step on all 5 fingers of each hand as you can. Keep that generous bend in your knees if you need to, and really have your belly sandwiched on your thighs. Can you rewrap your forearms around your calf muscle? Eventually in the future they will touch each other, and then as you bring more weight towards your toes, start to stretch your hips towards the ceiling. Pull on your heels to bring your chest closer towards your thighs, eliminating the room for light or air between your upper and lower body. Maybe you can even press your beautiful face against that space in your shins.
Take 2 more big breaths right here. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Stretch the crown of your head down to the floor below you. And on your exhale, bring your biceps back with your ears. Bring those hands, palms back together, and slowly, gently lift yourself all the way up. And at the top, exhale those arms down by your side. Come into mountain pose to complete stillness right here. Find one spot to focus your eyes in front of you and come back to your breath. Really do your best to resist the urge to fix your costume or mess with your hair, to do any sort of fidgeting or shimmy shaking, just using your breath to find relaxation. Let's do the same thing one more time, just a little bit faster this second time around. You know what's coming. So heels, toes touching side by side. Squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. Turn your hands, palms to the front of the room. Use your inhale to bring arms up overhead. Can you use the opposite hand on top? So your non-dominant grip. Once again, interlace fingers, release index fingers, thumbs crossed. Keep that tight grip, biceps touching with your ears. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, find that big lifted leg, stomach sucked in, and exhale, come down to the right. Again, without bending your elbows or your knees. You've been here before, so come to that depth that you found in that first set, really opening your chest. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, left hip forward. Squeeze those hands, palms, especially if you feel stuck. Eliminate any light between your hands, palms as you push and stretch and push, and inhale back up to center. Readjust yourself, weight in your heels, hips forward, shoulders release from ears. Inhale, lift up from the waist, and exhale, slowly, gently come down to the left. Once again, pushing your hips to the right beyond your flexibility. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back, right hip forward. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hands, palms as you push and reach and stretch and push, and inhale, lift yourself back up. Weight comes back to your heels. Glutes are nice and tight. Lift your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling. Even look for the wall behind you. Ooh, use that next big inhale. Lift your chest. Chest stays lifted as biceps come back closer towards your ears. Keep the weight in your heels. Squeeze your glutes. Use your inhale. Lift your chest. Use your exhale. Reach back with your hands. Inhale, lift chest, sternum. Exhale, reach back as you lean back. Weight in your heels, more back, way back. Inhale, breathing, come up. Exhale, rain your fingers down to the floor. Once again, you can bend your knees, shake your head, left, right, yes, no. Coming into our last big stretch of the day. Reach back, grab hold of your heels. Can you get a tighter grip this time than last time? Can you wrap those forearms a little bit more around the calf muscles? Maybe you need to bend your knees a little bit more. And as you're ready, send those hips up towards the ceiling. Sandwich your upper body with your lower body. Remove the light or air. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Stretch through the crown of your head. You can bring more weight into your toes. Take 2 more relaxed breaths right here. And then change. Bring your hands, palms together. Use your inhale to lift yourself up. Biceps touching ears the whole way up. Stretch up. Don't cheat yourself on this last big stretch. And then exhale. Relax your arms down by your side, coming back into mountain pose. Think of this as a standing savasana. So the same stillness that you would bring to savasana laying down on the floor, the same relaxed breath, and the same intention. Bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest in namaskar with your thumbs touching on your sternum. Go ahead, tuck your chin to your chest. Bring a smile to your face. Take a moment to honor and thank yourself for coming to today's practice. I hope you enjoyed a little hint of some salutes to the moon. We're going to do some bigger salutes to the moon on Friday for our Friday flow. Whatever you do for the rest of the day, I hope that it's beautiful. Till you see me again, remember to think good thoughts, speak good words, eat good foods, do good deeds, and nourish yourself from the inside out. Go ahead, bring your thumb up to your third eye, your drishti. Lift your beautiful face, your elbows up towards the ceiling. Ground your feet, pull your belly in once more, and know that the light within me honors and sees the light within you. Thank you so much for coming today. Namaste.